Ladies and gentlemen, how are you now? I know that I'm doing very good, and I hope you're doing good as well. And I'll tell you why, because check it out, check it out, check it out. Oh shit. It's just getting real here, man. Like soon we're gonna be filming like some Hollywood stuff, you know? Like yeah, so I got this gimbal right here, all right? Today's video, I'm gonna say today, but the funny thing is I'm filming this at night right now because obviously this is gonna be an edit that I'm making. So look at this. This is the gimbal I purchased. It finally came in. No, I do not have the tripod yet, and I do not have new lighting, but guess what? Why would I want to blow my wad at the same time? I'm gonna make one video about the gimbal, and later on you'll just have to wait and see all the new stuff that's coming later on. You know, I'm gonna give it just that. Not one video, we're doing more than one. So let's get into it. I got this, I don't want to say it's clapped out, it's in okay condition. It's a Kia Soul, you know, those boxy looking cars. So there's a few things going on. My good buddy Frosty, which you've seen in other videos, referred this car to me because of some issues with it, and he's swamped right now. He doesn't have time to look at it. So belt squealing on cold startup and steering, so it leads me to believe something with power steering, or the belt's loose, or it's just shitty and shot and it needs a new one. Oil change. Washer pump does not work. The way, okay, it's kind of weird. The diag has been somewhat already done because Frosty had time to diag it. And you know what? Maybe I'll trust him, you know? Maybe I'll trust him. No, I'm kidding. I trust him. He's good shit. He's good shit. So he said the washer pump, it's getting ground and it's getting power, but it's not working. So what does that tell you? Well, the pump itself is internally faulted, either with a short, well, probably open. It probably has an open circuit, or it's seized or frozen. So is there anything else? Yes, tire swap, but that's not too exciting. What's exciting though is the filming is going to be completely different. It's going to be more of like it's more stable with a bit of, you know, some action shots. I don't know. We'll make it work. We will make it work. So let's get into it and start this video. This is on the gimbal. We're at the shop. You'll follow me. How's that? That's good?
Yeah.
How is it so far?
Yeah, well.
Alright, this is kind of a trial and error video, but first of all, come this way. Sponsored, not sponsored, but Diet Pepsi, you know how I roll. What do we got here first? We got genuine Hyundai oil filter for the Kia. New drain plug gasket. Some synthetic oil. You got the washer pump that Frosty says doesn't work. That's fried, so he's gonna fix it.
Hopefully.
Diag it properly.
Hopefully.
All right. So over here we got our tools. This is the choice of tools for tonight. Torque wrench for when we're done the tires. This for taking the clips out of the wheel well liner. Tire chuck. 1/2-inch impact gun. That, you think? Yeah, that's not for this. Crisp snap-on ratchet. And another crisp snap-on ratchet. That's the main tools we need tonight. All right, first task of the night is getting rid of this stupid belt squeal we got going on. So if you come over here, this is your power steering pump. If I take my hand down on the belt, this camera is so cool. Look at how loose that is. Look at that.
So because that's loose, that's squealing on cold startup because you have maximum pressure in the power steering pump. Well, more when it's cold. So first thing we're gonna do is tension that belt. What I did was loosen the bottom bolt that holds the anchor point. Now the anchor point at the bottom of the pump is loose. So now I'm gonna take my fresh ratchet and I'm gonna loosen off this 14, which is the adjustment period, or not period, the adjustment part. Not enough power. All right, now that that's loose, you can see this. You see that? That's how you adjust it. So now what you wanna do, you wanna get your ratchet ready for on mode. This is the part that's kind of sketchy, but it should be okay. So you want to rig this pry bar up. You want to tension this like as much as you can. Let me just make sure we're in a good spot. So you want to hold your tension. Check your belt. Make sure it's tight, and then we're gonna tighten that bolt up. Come see the belt tension bod. Way better. So, first task is already done. Oh, I gotta name it belt. Sure. Yeah, it's gonna be a new fucking belt. Fuck. What do you know? The diag gets real. I had to crack open the Diet Pepsi for this diag. Come over here. So, ignore the glass cleaner I sprayed on the belt. That was to make it slip. Well, it was supposed to get rid of the noise, but it actually helped me in another way where it slipped more. This is a V-belt design. And what that means is the power steering belt is fed off of the center pulley, which also has the bigger crankshaft belt connected to it. But what does that mean? I tensioned the belt for the power steering pump, and I'm like, wow, why is it still slipping? Well, okay, Frosty, can you go turn the steering wheel? So he goes and turns the steering wheel, and when he went to lock up and it started squealing, the power steering belt was not the one that was slipping. If you look in the center belt was locking up because it runs off of the pulley for the power steering. So now what I have to do is I need to tension the outer belt and see if it fixes it. Well, still came out. That's a good sign. If you know, you know. You know, when you're working on cars, the skid plate bolts, how often do they mess up on you?
A lot.
A lot. That's why I said if you know, you know. Alright, so check this out. The washer reservoir is behind here. So I will also be removing the wheel as well as this wheel well liner. But first of all, let me show you the belt design. Now, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Look at how loose that is. That's way too much slack. So even though the power steering belt was loose, this belt right here has been squealing like crazy because the center pulley is just an idler and it's feeding its power off of the center belt, which is this guy. And this is an indication that it's been slipping. Look right here on the alternator. That is rubber. Powdered rubber. So we're gonna go ahead loosen off the 12 mil nut on the bottom of the alternator, and then we're gonna adjust the upper adjustment to tighten the alternator, which will tighten the belt as well. And then I'll be changing this oil filter as well as dropping the oil. And the exhaust sounded kind of loud, so I'll probably do, oh, that didn't take long to figure out. The flex pipe's broken. So I'll let her know about the flex pipe. So if in the future, or maybe sometime soon, she can get that repaired too. So yeah, we're gonna get back into it right now. Oh my God, there's a crack in it. Look at that. I've never seen that before.
Well, because you could say that's a good diag.
I don't know. If it was good diag, you probably would have noticed it. No, I'm just kidding. No, good.
Still fix the problem.
Yeah, you check for power and ground. So obviously you had the connector off, and the connector was fine. Oh my gosh, she's tight though. Got her. Oh yeah, she's good. She's good. So yeah, Frosty. Good diag, good diag. All right, we're gonna confirm that this fixes it.
Look at that thing.
Brand new. Got any leaks down there?
Maybe you're just bad at pouring, but yeah, you're definitely just bad at pouring there, bud.
Let me try this again. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
0 for 2.
First the fucking wrong belt was loose. Now we gotta see why this isn't working. What the hell's going on, man? You think her hose popped off or something? Did you see fluid spraying?
No.
in here? Tonight, it's been a rather strange night. You know why? Yes, the belt was not tensioned. Yes, I tightened the belt. And yes, the other belt was also not tensioned, so I still got to do that. After wondering, okay, we got a new pump in, we can hear the pump running. Why is it not priming? Why is it not spraying? I took the hoses off, and I think there might have been like an airlock in it, because you saw when I took the hose off, fluid started coming out of the pump. I put the hoses back on, I came over here, I gave this hose a gentle massage. I know that sounds kind of weird, but that's what I had to do, because look now. Woo! Woo! So what do you say, a win?
That's a win.
That's a win. Adjustment markers. Maybe I'll give her a few extra cranks. Yeah. I think that's good. Better than before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. So now we're gonna lock up those. We're gonna tighten both the anchor points again, solidify it, do the oil change, start it up, make sure this belt is all good. All right, after all of that, we skipped over some of the boring stuff like the winter tires as well as the oil change. Finished everything, freed up the alternator, adjusted the belt, got rid of the belt squeal. Washer pump's working. We had a few hiccups, some unexpected things, but honestly, being in the trade, I've realized you're always going to come across random problems, and stuff's going to be rusty, stuff's going to be seized. So another car good to go, and we're going to return it to the customer, and hopefully they're happy. So we'll see you next time. We got some really good shots with the gimbal. Obviously, you're going to see some time lapse, and yeah, that was awesome. There's many more good videos to come, so stay tuned.